Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Mitch, and I make Uncharted 3 videos, and my goal by doing so is to try and make the Uncharted 3 community a little bit stronger and a little bit more supported. Today's video features me and my friend, the Lapon96, or like I like to call him, Leo, playing on London streets, and it's pretty damn awesome because it's a game with those kinds of moments where you're like, yeah, buddy! I can't believe you pulled that off! Montage! Kind of moments. And it also features a lot of like, I can't believe that it just happened to us moments. And you know, it's really fun and it's really entertaining for me personally. It was a fun game to play through, and it's just a game that I can really laugh at a lot of the time. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy watching it, but I'm not really here to talk about the gameplay. I'm here to talk about how can we prevent Uncharted 3 from growing stale. I've noticed that lately a lot of people are saying that, you know, they're tired of the game, they're really giving up on it, and they're ready to move on to different games because there's just not enough content in Uncharted to keep the game fresh and exciting every time. And the problem with that is all games tend to go to a point where people just get tired of playing with it. Every game, including Call of Duty, has a point where they get tired of, because it's hard for a game to constantly be fresh when you're doing the same thing for a long amount of time. Like, there comes a point where people start understanding what a game does right, like what can you do with a game to beat the system, like what things work, what things don't work, what boosters work, what kickbacks work, and like everything. Like, once you start figuring out the game and, you know, how to like win your matches by doing the same thing over and over again, it tends to get kind of tiring and boring. And I don't blame it for getting tiring and boring and people wanting to quit, but there is a lot of potential for Uncharted to have a little bit longer life than people are saying it's having right now. And I was just thinking about it, and these are the things I came up with to save Uncharted's life. And the first thing I came up with is to raise the level cap. This is very, very obvious. You can see it throughout the forums everywhere about people complaining about it and crying about it and saying, Naughty Dog, you suck! I hit level cap, I'm so bored now! And you know, yeah, the first thing we really need to, well, not we, but Naughty Dog needs to do, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm blaming Naughty Dog, like, Naughty Dog, fix our problems, you broke my favorite game, blah, blah, blah. By the way, this is just like how the average man on the forum sounds like. Like, all they ever do is complain and blame Naughty Dog for everything. It's really quite annoying if you ask me. But anyway, yeah, they need to raise the level cap because a lot of people might be complaining about it, but they are right. The level cap is kind of easily attainable, and Naughty Dog needs to add a little bit more levels. It would be greatly appreciated if they could do that. And I think it's important because once you hit a level cap, there's really no point in playing the game anymore because you have everything, you can get everything easily, you know the things that work anyway, so why bother getting the bad things unless you're really that bored with the game that you're just gonna desperately use every single kickback in the game. I don't know, but yeah, level cap needs to be raised a little bit. It would be a little bit cooler to see some different emblems instead of just level 75, third legacy, blah, blah, blah emblem. And yeah. And the next thing I think would be very important to keep this game fresh is for Naughty Dog to continue fine-tuning this game as much as possible. Contrary to popular belief, Naughty Dog actually does a fantastic job at patching the game and finding the flaws that are ruining the game and fixing them. A lot of people complain that, you know, Naughty Dog doesn't put out patches fast enough and they hate the community because they aren't making patches fast enough. But that's completely wrong if you ask me, because Naughty Dog puts a lot of tender love and care into their game, and you know, there's a long process into putting in patches into games because if I'm not mistaken, first you have to find the patch, next you have to find ways to fix it, and the bugs, like figure out how to fix the bugs that go along with it, and then you have to take it to the Sony company itself where they have to approve the patch, test, you know, go test the patch out, and then you need to like send it out to all the players, and that can take a really, really long time. So in my opinion, I think Naughty Dog's always constantly putting effort into fixing their game and making it as best as possible, and I really appreciate that from them. So, but what I'm asking for is that they do that some more and continue to do that as much as possible, because a game like this is very hard to be perfect, and but you know, as long as they continue to fine-tune the game and make it so less people hate the game and rage quit the game and find reasons to hate it and never play it again, then I think we'll be fine, because, you know, just a little bit of tender love and care and fine attention to the problems with the game will keep this game alive so less people hate it and love it more and play it more. So yeah, tuning's just a little thing. And here's the most important thing though that I think will keep this game alive. And this thing even kept Uncharted 2 from growing stale. And that is the lab. And the lab, if you don't know, is a playlist where you have quirky, fun little game modes where, you know, it could be anything from like, you know, snipers only, or like pistoles, shotguns only, or like 2v2, or plunder snipers only. It's really fun, and it's a great game mode that kept Uncharted 2 from growing stale because it always provided some sort of variety. And even better was it was a free play. It was a free playlist, unlike Shit Survival, Naughty Dog, you greedy, you greedy, lovable company, you. I don't hate them for doing Shade Survival, but I thought it was a little bit of shenanigans and not something I'm very surprised Naughty Dog would pull on us. But I don't care because I love Naughty Dog regardless because they introduced me to Nathan Drake. But anyway, yeah, the lab, very, very important, and this is the thing that will keep Uncharted 3 from growing stale. And I'm not too worried about Uncharted growing stale because since Naughty Dog already announced the lab will be returning for Uncharted 3, that pretty much guarantees for me that Uncharted 3 will always have something keeping it fresh and having something to do. So yeah, the lab will be great, but the one thing I'd like to ask out of Naughty Dog, if they could, is to provide game modes that, you know, is beyond just like power weapon game modes. And I'm not too worried about this, but you know, for example, like the Red Dog, and if you don't know who he is, you need to go check out his channel and subscribe to him. If I'm not mistaken, he recently hit his 100th subscriber, which is pretty damn awesome, so good job, bro. But anyway, he was talking about the lab, and he said if he would have a game mode that he'd like to have in the lab, it would be something called Kickback Roulette. And that's basically where every person in the game gets like the same kickback and they all use it against each other, and then like every 20 seconds from now it changes. But anyway guys, my video's ended, so I'll catch you guys later. And what would you guys like to see Naughty Dog do to keep the game alive? So anyway guys, peace.